a diamond shape that serves as your leaves. Cool idea. All right. Thank you. Now, I had to get into the Christmassy because I'm doing a Christmas in August class when I get home. This one is actually the same concept as the flower, but you're using 6 of the hexagon punches. Now, you probably want to use some kind of a spacer there, maybe use your 2-way glue pen just to hold that space. Anchor those down, then add 6 more on top with the point sticking to the outside. Put them on with dimensionals. A little bit of marker for your berries, some seam binding, your greeting, and you have instant Christmas card.
Wow, nice.
Thank you. Now, this last project I'm going to show you with this hexagon, this is just too stinking cute. I love this. This is Christmas garland. You're going to start with a piece of baker's twine, any length you want. You're going to stamp and punch several, I do mean several, of these, and you're simply going to sandwich the baker's twine in between the pieces. Give yourself just a touch of space in between, and every other one I tied on a piece of our 1/8" red ribbon. Now, this would be great for a school class. You could do this for a Sunday school class. You could do this with the kids when they first come home for Christmas break. Make sure you give them a long piece of baker's twine, and this could keep them busy for quite some time. Okay. All right. Okay, moving on to the next bundle. This one is the Pansy Punch and the Flower Shop. This is one that immediately caught my eye, and I love the fact that there are 6 different flowers in this. The first one I want to show you is, again, an SAB card done with the crisp cantaloupe. Now, I don't know about you ladies, but I love those new in colors. You love the in colors?
Yes.
Somebody at the home office who helped name those must have been hungry 4 days out of 5. I'm not sure that was the case. But again, a very quick, easy, simple card. If you were doing this at a workshop, have each of the ladies use a different stamp and see how versatile those cards look simply by using a different stamp out of that set. Now, a couple that are a little more different. How about a Valentine's Day card? Now, where did those hearts come from? Well, let me show you. You're going to use your paper snips, and you're simply going to cut into the center, and you're actually going to end up with 5 hearts. I'm not going to cut them all, you get the concept. And you end up with hearts. And that's how I created the Valentine card. Like that, thank you. How about a St. Patrick's Day card? All you need to do is to do a little surgery on one of those petals. Pick one, doesn't matter which one. Cut a little bit of a section out here, kind of straighten it off at the bottom, and you're going to end up with a shamrock. Very good. All right. Now, last year's convention, I did a project, and it was 3D flowers. And so some of you may have done these, but I think it's such a cute idea. You're going to need 4 or 5 of the punched shapes, and you're going to fit those together. Don't do them too neatly. I have some anal retentive customers that would be really upset with that. But what you're going to do is just stack them together, poke a hole in the center with your paper piercing tool, use a brad, open that up, like so. And then you're going to use your spritzer, and your spritzer is filled with alcohol. Now you could use water, but it just takes longer to dry. I did this with one of my classes, and one of my ladies said, "Could you use vodka instead?" And I said, "I don't know, I'm not a drinker." And another lady said, "Oh, I wouldn't want to waste my vodka like that." Okay, you're going to need about 10 fingers and 10 toes, but you're going to squish that up as close to that brad as you can get it, okay? Then you're going to spritz again, and you're going to do that technically with all of your layers, whether you use 4 or 5, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. And again, with your 10 fingers and 10 toes there, and just squish those up together, and do the same thing on all of your layers. Now, through magical television, this is my finished product.
Oh, pretty. sweet.
A little stamping on our craft boxes. Put 3 of those together. Can you guess where the leaves came from? Those are those same hearts that you saw just a minute ago. And you're just cutting into the middle of each of those pansy bunch shapes. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to touch on the seasonal catalog. And I think many of you have seen this particular stamp set and punch. Some of you, how many of you got that already? Some of our prize patrol people got that this morning. And I'm sure some of you, when you saw that, you thought, oh, I don't think I need an ornament punch. You're going to after you see this. Now, probably what you first think of are Christmas cards. And I think that's the logical thing. And this is great for beginners for Christmas cards. This is using some of our new design paper in the mini book. You can also use the other. This is that 4.25 by 6 inch design paper. But I thought something just a little bit different would be possibly a gifty item that you could do with one of these that is a tag, okay? Now, I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. This just gives you a little bit of presentation. I could dump those all in a bag, but we want to do something a little snazzier than that. So we're going to take our 2-way glue pen. You'll notice I already have a dimensional on the back here. I'm going to add a little bit of that 2-way glue pen, and I'm going to anchor that down. Oh, let's just put a couple of those on there. Okay. And it looks really good, you know, once you get everything on there. But the idea of this is when you give that as a gift, you can then lift that up, and what you have there is the piece of paper left. So it is immediately ready to use to put on their present. Okay. Just another little sample of the window box that we have now. And you can see the little tag things inside. This would be a cute little hostess gift, I do believe. One more thing, and I'm sure some of you have done this with the other ornament punch we used to have, and it's simply pieces that are folded in half. You need 6 of these to give you your 5-sided ornament. Can you just see those on the tree along with the garland? Wouldn't that be cute? I think it would be great. Okay, moving on to the last one. This is our bracket label punch that is found in the seasonal book. And I just want to show you real quickly how you can make brackets with this. We're going to put it in, we're going to punch, and then we're going to just move it a little bit to the right, maybe a little bit to the left, and then using your paper snips, you're going to snip off those little edges, and what you end up with is your bracket. And you can actually use that on a Valentine's card, and that is one of the pieces from that set that I think all of you have at this point. Okay? Like that. Okay. The next one, and I do love to do 3D flowers. Did a class with that just last fall. This one is a flower made from the bracket punch, believe it or not. And this is how you do it. You're going to take 3 of these petals. I've already sponged those. They're crisp cantaloupe, sponged with crisp cantaloupe. And we're going to cut in about 3/4 of an inch. And this is right where you see the brackets kind of meet. I call those the corners. And you're just going to cut in, about 3/4 of an inch. You don't want to cut it all the way through. And then each one of those, you're going to use your bone folder. You're going to curve, okay? And then just one of those, just kind of curve that down a little bit, and it's going to give you, I guess I curved it up. Oh, well, you get the idea, okay? And we're going to put those together with dimensionals. I think Tom can see that in there. See the dimensionals in there? And that's how you get your 3D flower. A couple buttons. Oh, the leaves. You've got to see this. You're going to take that same pistachio pudding punch, cut it in half again, and what I have are my 2 leaves. Okay. Now the last one is truly an outside the box thing, and I love to do those kinds of projects. My customers just are enthralled sometimes. This one, I'll show you the card first, just to give you a little sneak peek of what's coming. Okay. I want to show you how to do the fence and how to do the pumpkins. And this uses the ornament punch. Now, I'm sure you thought you didn't need that ornament punch. By the time you see this, you're going to want that ornament punch, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to put 2 pieces of early espresso coordination paper together. And I'm going to cut off the roundies. I call these the roundies of that punch. And I'm going to just snip those off. Okay? And what I have left are these 2 little pieces. Now, I can have it with the box shape at the top, like that. Or I can have it with the roundy pieces at the top. It would be your card, so you can do it either way you wanted. Glue those together, run them through the Big Shot along with maybe some scraps of that early espresso, and that is going to become the fence posts and the cross pieces of your fence. Okay? Now, to get your pumpkins, you're going to need 3 of these, and this time you're going to cut off the top and the bottom of the ornament. Just kind of do a little snip there. And using those 3, you're going to have 1 to the front, 2 to the back. You're going to want to make sure you sponge those. That'll give them a little definition, and that is going to give you your pumpkin. This is just the small oval, just to give you a couple extras. Add a little touch of green scrap, and it makes a wonderful Thanksgiving Day card. What do you think? Do you need that punch? I think you need that punch. Okay. Well, ladies, that is what I had to offer you today. I hope you have enjoyed what I have shown.